The quality of competition is lousy in the note business. What I want to point out here is that you have an excellent chance of succeeding in the note business by having an acute awareness of this fact. The vast majority of people entering the note brokering business really have no clue about what it takes to succeed on the marketing end. What's more, their expectations are completely convoluted. You need to embrace a couple of things. You're not going to make a killing overnight in this business or any other business. You need to start small and keep building up to a level of steady, consistent results, and keep on expanding upon your successful results to increase your business over an extended time period. Marketing is a systematic science that entails proper targeting, expectation levels, methodic follow-up, and continual tweaking and refinement of your approach based upon your past results. Let's start with expectations. I received this email from Jim. I sent out 100 mailings and I got no results. Jim, your approach, and I'm sorry to say, is completely inadequate. You've got to increase your reach and sample size really 1,000-fold. You don't have a snowball's chance in Hades of getting any nibbles with a small list like 100 names. You may as well toss your 20 cents per lead and spend it elsewhere, maybe spend it on lottery tickets. You will need to vastly increase your sample size to 1,000 at the very least, and as soon as possible or practicable, get it up to 3,000 mailings in a month, and keep a consistent output level from month to month. Groups like ours have a tremendous advantage in that we know what our generally expected industry response rates are. You need to embrace the fact that a 2% response rate is considered good in direct mail as an across-the-board direct mailing industry, regardless of business, type of benchmark. A lot of people new to the note business have no marketing plan at all, and if you're not going to treat this as a serious game, you will not succeed. Sure, what I want and hope for is that for every one of my 3,000 mailings to produce a phone call from a motivated note seller. But it just doesn't work that way. The fact of the matter is that by grand scale average, anywhere from 8 to 25 recipients might respond for every 1,000 mailings. But I want to expand on the law of large numbers, which holds that the larger the sample size, the more consistent and predictable results you can generally expect over time. This is because there are more mailings of yours out there after several months than after just 1 month. To illustrate, if 2 brokers each starting from, say, ground zero, mail out an initial 1,000 mailings. One broker might get responses, but it's possible that the other broker could conceivably get 0 responses. But this is largely because the sample size at that point is so small initially that any consistency and long-term trends really have yet to manifest themselves. But by contrast, if the same 2 brokers each send out, say, 3,000 mailings each over a period of several months, you're likely to see more consistent and predictable response rates emerging to the point whereby you will be able to make educated projections going forward, analyzing your past results and tweaking your approach. Granted, there are other factors at play to consider here, such as list quality and effectiveness of your message and the quality of the note holder list, as I mentioned, that you're mailing to. What are you saying to them? Who are you saying it to? Is your message even being read? Are you hitting the right buttons? Are you touching on the right need while projecting a high level of integrity and credibility? Moreover, are you making it easy for the note seller to contact you? Is your call to action strong and compelling enough? So addressing and improving upon these factors are just how many experienced note brokers are able to elevate their return rates well above that minimal 2% benchmark. You also need to realize, and this is perhaps the highest or the biggest key in building up the response rate, follow-ups. The single most important thing if I had to pick one. Well, I guess there's 2. The other factor is that the quality of the note holder list you're using is the number 1 key, and then the message, and then the follow-up are numbers 2 and 3. If you don't have a quality list made up of actual private note holders, not bank-held conventional mortgage notes, that is further screened for under 90% loan-to-value, owner-occupied single-family homes, date the note was taken back, and that the address you're mailing to is the current one, you're then going to get disappointing results. Please be sure to thoroughly screen your note holder provider list, because remember, this is not a television commercial where you're blasting your message out to anybody and everybody. Your list needs to be highly targeted. So think of all the direct mail you yourself receive at your own home. You have good credit, for example, and apply for credit cards, well, then you're going to get regular solicitations from other credit card companies. If you buy a home in a given neighborhood, and then after you've been there X number of years, you start receiving solicitations from real estate brokers who work your area. So as you're on their list as a potential seller, given their stats of how often on average people move, and so on and so forth. By contrast, you're not going to get solicited by many credit card companies if your credit is less than exemplary. So I'm just calling your attention to the kinds of direct mail you yourself receive as a point of illustration. Okay, so direct mailing works. These companies wouldn't do it if it weren't profitable, but they hone their purchase list carefully, and they are not going to waste money targeting non-prospects. We have a tremendous advantage in the note industry in that we have access to highly targeted note holder lists with the right parameters. If you have the marketing budget, you can reach almost every private note holder in existence. Essentially, we have the ability to buy or broker as many notes as our marketing budget allows. Okay, that's it for today. Be sure to check out my other educational videos concerning note investing and brokering. We've been around longer than anyone else in the industry today, and there's a wealth of knowledge you can tap into at our website, noteinvestors.com. Bye for now.